Slurp-de-diddly-do, my G's. Today we are doing something very special. We've got the Slurp resampled. What I've done for you guys today is I've created 5 special effects sounds using my original Slurp recorded here into this microphone via this sock. And then I've resampled it 5 different ways to create some really unique and interesting textures. These are textures you can then go ahead and use anywhere. You could cut little parts of them up to make one shots. You could really reverb them out and make atmospheres. You could resample them again. You could use them as sort of convolution reverb layers. You could use them as just sort of weird bits of Foley. You could, run them through a synth to create some, spectral wavetable frequency modulation chaos. There's loads of stuff you could do with them. But I'm just doing this mostly for fun. But they do sound great. But because it's for fun, you can download them for free. And there's 5 sounds. You can download them for free via my Patreon, I should say. On my Patreon, you can join as a free member. And there's lots of cool downloads already when you just sign up for free. So come along on Patreon anyway, even if you don't want to actually, sign up monetarily. Join for free. And there's occasionally I'll drop some sort of fun, like free stuff on there as well. Okay. If you want to join on the higher tiers, you'll get access to more serious sounds, like more like presets and exclusive videos, Discord access, and all that stuff. But this is a free one today, so let me show you in this video some of my sound design techniques, because I've tried to use a different approach for each sound, and I've used completely different plugins for each process. So let's dive in. So this is the original Slurp sound. All right, and then we've got a Slurp Canyon. That sounds really good. Then we've got the Slurp Gorge. We've got the Slurp Racetrack. We've got the Slurp Otherworld. The Slurp Belch to finish. So these are just some cool, interesting samples with loads of texture. But yeah, as I mentioned, you could take these and go even further with them, layering them on a bass line, for example. I think this one could be a nice layer to have on a sort of pitching down bass or something. But let's quickly run over the sounds, the effects that I used. So on the first one here, the Slurp Canyon, I used some ring mod to add some extra white noise into the sound. Then on this one I used Ruiner, and I used the Doom mode really high up. And that gives a lot of low-end harmonics as well. Then I used the Space Blender on this one, and a fairly short time. Give it lots of depth. And then I used the Kilohertz non-linear filter to sort of drive the sound up and also play with the harmonics a bit in the high end. So that's the Slurp Canyon, really nice and gritty and textural. Then I created the Slurp Gorge, and basically this one, I used the Lunacy Beam. I used a preset on here called the Crisp Rumble, and it gave these extra sounds that really sounded like sort of water droplets in a cave or a gorge or something like that. I added on some extra convolution reverb with the free Convolution Easy. I love this one, the thickener. And then I filtered the whole thing with a Filter Freak, and I used a preset called the Smooth Finger, which drew more attention to the sort of low end part of the sound, And so that's the Slurp Gorge. Then I went ahead and did the Slurp Racetrack, and this one I used Portal, which is a classic plugin I don't often use that much. Now I have Lunacy Beam, but I really like them both actually. They do get me good similar kind of effects, With Portal I just used a preset called the Sandbox. This kind of slowing down effect almost, And then I used Serum 2 effects to to tweak it up some more, I used the bowed mode. That gives quite a lot of stereo interest. I drove it up with distortion, added some chorus and hyper dimension, and then EQ'd it slightly. Yeah, definitely brings the sound to life a lot using the Serum effects as well. So I'm just running through the kind of different plugins that I often use for sound design, you know. So because I wanted to, as I mentioned, I wanted to show you like different ways you could do it. So for the SLURP Otherworld, this one, I first pitched it down, sorry. I mixed it in, so it's got a like pitched down version mixed in almost sort of 50-50. Then I added an echo boy. And this one gave it that really like resonancy feedback pitch down vibe. And that was using this preset called the heavy metal. And playing with the echo time here. And that gave that really nice resonant metallic sound. And then I drove it with a bit of distortion from kilohertz. And then I added some tape emulation as well to give it even more of a pitch wobble and some white noise on top as well. Okay, really interesting one there. And finally for the SLURP Belch, for this guy I used a fair amount of plugins. The first one is the formant filter. So it gives it this, puts a sort of vowel sound into the frequency spectrum. Then I drove up the sound with the decapitator, so sort of just saturating it to make it louder. Then I used the comb filter with the stereo mode. Give it a nice sort of stereo edge. And then the white blur, the convolution reverb. A really tight convolution adds a lot of brightness as well. Then I put the ruin back on for this one because that's one of my favourites. The doom mode always up again, and then yeah, adds this whole layers of like low end kind of harmonics and low mid-range harmonics. Then I put another convolution on called the Squelchy Belch. That's where the name came from, about 50%. And just, yeah, kind of booms out the whole low end and body in a quite interesting way, you know? So that was the Belch. And so those are the 5 sounds. And yeah, so those are just like different ways that you can change the texture of a sound, you know, make it texturally different. And again, we're just dealing with textures here, but as I mentioned before, remember, if you have many different textures, you can use textures in a great way in music production, you know? Just like if you were, I don't know, let's say you were like an interior designer was your job, you know? And you really want to get the best like sort of high quality rugs and carpets to like start your kind of decorating your room, you know, like you're decorating a living room, you've got like, you want to give it this sort of particular feel. You might go to Istanbul or somewhere in Turkey in the marketplace, and you might look at all these like amazing different woven rugs and all that kind of stuff, you know. And a texture to me is a bit like a rug, you know. There's many different types, but they can help you to start like the kind of start putting down your sort of vibe for the room or for the track, you know. So yeah, different textures can be can give life to like new ideas, and the sonic texture of a song is as important as the like melody of a song or the rhythm of a song. So, you know, we're doing very micro stuff here, focusing on textures, but it is very important to always have the texture of a song in mind as well. And having a texture palette, you can do stuff with that, you know, like an artist who works in music would, you know, you can use textures in such a way where it becomes a signature part of the song, you know. So there you go, there you have it. 5 SLURP textures for your free download. Hope you enjoyed it. Leave a comment down below which one you found to be the most sonically pleasing. I think I like the Otherworld one quite a lot because it has this sort of this pitch change. It made it a bit more sort of digital, but I quite like that one. Thank you very much for watching. May I remind you as well, half of you are not subscribed, so please hit the subscribe button if you can. It really helps me out a lot. And come along and join on Patreon, just as a free member if you don't want to support, and then you can still get these SLURP sounds for free. And if you guys ever want any production lessons, you can book me in via the links down below. If you guys want mixing and mastering work done for your next release, send me an email. And if you'd like any Serum presets, Vital presets, Faceplant or Current presets, there are plenty of great ones available on my website as well, all with demos and all that good stuff. All right, that's it from me today. More from me very soon. Much love.